So I've been daydreaming lately about, you know, what's the ultimate successor to the 250L. I mean, so I'm out here today, pounding it on the single track. Working on, get my suspension worked on right now after the last race in Kentucky. And I'm like, I need to ride, even if it is on the 4-stroke and not the race bike. I definitely need to spend some time on a bike somewhere. There we go. So since I need to ride, I'm gonna ride whatever I got. And that's the thing is, even if I'm terrible on it, 250L is heavy, but it's flexible. I mean, I've raced the thing, and I don't, you know, it's not a good race bike. There's, you know, there's no lying about that. That's crazy. But it can do just about anything you want it to do. You know, ramp up all this garbage. There we go. It's a highly capable bike. It's heavy though. I mean, 320 pounds. And, you know, this is a 14. You know, so I got a whopping like 18 horsepower, and I think, I don't know, 16, whatever year the Rally came out, I think they got a little horsepower bump. I think Honda did some stuff, kind of put a little more oomph into the bike, which obviously we're all happy to have. So I'm asking myself, you know, do you keep this one? You know, is this what you want, you know, forever? Or do you want to trade this, get a little more power, a little less weight, a little more capability? And I did my review video a while back, and I still stand by everything I said, and that's really the struggle that I'm at right now. You know, I'm dealing with some, you know, some life stuff right now, so the likelihood of replacing this thing is several years off. Yeah, a little air. And since that's the case, you know, it gives me some time to think about it. All right, big one. Whew, G'd out the front shock, or G'd out the front, but didn't drag the bottom. Plus, all right. And that's what I've been daydreaming. I say, you know, what, like everything, you know, you ask everybody, what's the best bike, whatever it is, and everybody's answer is always, well, this is the best bike. They don't say, well, this is the best bike for me, because you either didn't ask or they're not listening, that there's something that you want in a bike. And for me, you know, the test has generally been, I want a bike that I can throw my luggage on and leave the house and ride to Kentucky or whatever it is, and come home the same day or the same weekend, or, you know, go moto camping. Hey, they had a new section. You know, that's what I want to do. You know, so I've been, you know, as a quote-unquote Honda guy, you know, I got a lot of loyalty to this bike after dealing with it. So I've asked myself, do I want to spend the money and get a 450L? You know, another Honda 4-stroke. You know, it sounds the same. And I don't know if I discussed it in the review. And my issue obviously being that if I get a 450L, that means I got to change oil, like, it's like every 600 miles. You know, it's whatever, that's some sort of equivalent to what it was on the 450X race bike. You know, part of me is like, well, 450L is like 289 pounds or something like that, which, you know, in dirt bike world, that's some astronomical number. You know, and I'm losing the camera here. Some astronomical number. You know, versus this 320 pound pig I'm on now with, you know, 18 horsepower. You know, that's nothing. That is race bike weight comparatively. But I'm worried about the maintenance thing. Part of me is kind of weighing out, like, well, you know, the maintenance sucks, but woo, about ate it on the clay. I mean, the maintenance sucks, but at the same time, you know, who's doing it, right? And I've said that as I've debated, you know, is a KTM 500 a better fit for me? It's a lighter bike, and you know, there's well documented examples of guys that are out going around the world on a KTM 500, you know. So there's lots of places that I can get advice for that. And so, you know, do I buy the KTM 500 because I can do it? People have done it because it's easy for me. Or do I go, hell with it, I'm gonna buy the 450L and I'm gonna do the stuff that Honda says they want you to do, but they've really not, you know, not really published, so to speak. Ooh, got around the wet routes. Low bridge. Ooh. So weird. We're on some pretty bald tires. DOT on the back. An aggressive DOT, but DOT nonetheless. Russ on the fat bike. Feeling that dinner coming up. Anyway. So I'm wrestling with myself. You know, part of me is like, you know, get a 701. 701's even heavier, more capable, unquestionably more capable than this, but heavier for sure. 350. I've ridden some here actually. I've been around all this good stuff on the 350, so I know generally what I'm getting into. You know, some people say, you know, probably could have hit that actually, as dry as it is. You know, get a 350 XC, blah blah, get DRZ 400, and with all that, you know, we're start talking, you know, DRZ 690 stuff. You know, I've debated, you know, 300L rally. You know, that'd be fun. You know, a little extra poke. I think the rally is pretty rad. Not a whole lot of people doing stuff on the rally right now. You know, it's brand new, so an opportunity to do that. And again, this is all in context, so it's some time off, and like I said, life has been extremely unpredictable lately, so I'm daydreaming, and I'm daydreaming out loud to talk with y'all, but to me, I'm thinking I want to, you know, do some real heavy, you know, like, you know, Kentucky Adventure Tour, or spend a week on the bike, you know, maybe, you know, right out to Colorado. Ooh, man, that clay. Trying to avoid that clay, and there's just no way around it. This pig's gonna find it every time. Especially when the ruts are that big. All right, get through that. There we go. You know, I'd like to get out west, and I'm thinking I was debating about an iron butt on this one, even this year. You know, things have been nuts, but probably could escape the house for a day, get an iron butt in, and that seems crazy right now considering this thing's geared down as far as it is, but I think it can do it. Talked to some different people on that review video, and they've talked about all the crazy stuff they've done with theirs, so you know, it would be nice to give it a go. And obviously I know people are like, you're insane. I get kicks out of dumb shit. Yeah, winter, we got some nasty windstorms this year. The winter's been brutal. The trails are pretty screwed to the point where between moving and not being as close anymore and weather, I barely recognize where I am. Boys have cut in some new stuff. Get up on that tank. Oh, that's awesome. Oversteer. Yes. We're gonna get on some new stuff. Oh, lean that bike, fatty. Anyway, so I'm curious. You know, what do y'all think? If you're gonna get a dual sport, you know, I prefer dual sport, not dirt bike with plate. But I mean, if we're talking 450L, there's no question. That's a dirt bike with a plate. KTM 500, dirt bike with a plate. You know, it's hard to consider. Anyway, if we're talking about living off the bike in places like Kentucky, or riding out from, you know, Dayton to Colorado, bike you're gonna throw some luggage over, go ride, and I mean, I'm probably not gonna say let's do single track, but I definitely want to do some off-roading, be comfortable with it. And what I was really daydreaming about, all right, what do we got here? Ooh, riding over the skid plate, but it wasn't messy. What my true no shit goal is, beyond wanting to live off the bike is I'm thinking really hard about Lyndon Poskett has races to places. I don't think that I'm ready to do it just yet, but I'm thinking off in the distance. I would kind of like to get to a point where I am gonna live off the bike for a little while, and I want to show up to, you know, IXCR, KXCR, and you know, I got some friends, you know, that do the hare scrambles up east, Pennsylvania, and rally stuff, maybe sandblast rally, that kind of stuff. I want to be on the bike, you know, camping, living, whatever. Ooh, wow, sand. Yeah, that's some messy stuff there. That bike, not happy about that. All right. You know, I want to do some aggressive stuff too. You know, and I'm starting to change the formula midstream. I get it. Yeah, let's not get in that. Sloppy. It's like Clay City right there. Solid Miami River clay right there. Anyway, I have pipe dreams. You know, down the road. You know, taking some time off work. Oh, this may be a deal breaker right here. Yeah, maybe not. Ugly with the head clearance, but we got it. Get that camera back up there. All right. Yeah, right. Live off the bike for a little bit. Show up and do some races. I mean, I guess you could say, who cares if you're not competitive? Okay, it's fair. But I'd like to give it a go, just because. So I don't know. What do you think? Does this stuff sound like stuff you'd like to see? Is this stuff you try yourself? You know, where you at with it? You know, stuff you want to tune into. Am I nuts? And you know, what kind of bike would you do it on? You know, if you're gonna live off the bike, what's it gonna be? And if you think you could race it, what would that bike be? So anyway, we'll see you guys down the road. You let me know.